What's up, it's Marco, Sage of Soccer, and we just got done watching the World Cup. Third day of the tournament, we had some good matches in Group C and Group D, and overall, it's a day of a lot of surprises. We had Saudi Arabia beating Argentina in a big shock. Tunisia had a great result against Denmark. Poland and Mexico played to a draw, which I think is a fair result for their levels of talent. I think it's 50-50 between them, and I think it's fair that's going to come down to other games. And then we had France beating Australia, maybe putting the curse of the champions to bed. The curse that's been, what, 3 World Cups? That's totally a real thing. But, overall, really like that France performance today. They did not, it was Australia, who I think is probably one of the 5 worst teams at this tournament. But then again, I thought the same thing about Saudi Arabia going into this game. But so you can't get too carried away, but they didn't miss any of the players who were missing. I didn't think that they were missing Benzema, Giroud with 2 goals. Is he a legend now? Like, because I never would have thought that when he was at Arsenal, but like, he's won just about everything. He's now France's tied for France's all-time top goal scorer. Like, does he go down as a legend? Jeez. Uh, Shikemi, Rabiot, they were doing a good job in the midfield. I didn't feel like they were missing Pogba or Conte, and Hernandez came in for Hernandez very well. They didn't miss Hernandez at all. I feel like Lucas is probably better as a center back anyway. I feel like they might miss having a left-footed center back later in the tournament if he is out for a while, but just strictly as a left back, I like Theo more than Lucas, so don't think that hurts them there. Veron wasn't. They didn't really miss him. Australia did get a goal, a good one from a bit of like a mistake by France. They let runners go at the back post, and Australia they were able to get a lead, but I feel like they scored a little bit too early. There's no way they were going to be able to hold off France for that long. Overall, I think Australia they might be able to give Tunisia a challenge. I don't see them beating Denmark, but good performance there. Then Tunisia, Denmark, and Mexico, Poland, they're both just kind of boring games. Tunisia, they came out with a lot of energy, I think more than Denmark had. I think Denmark lined up a bit too defensively to start things off. I really would have gone with a 4-back, get another winger in there. Scott Olsen was starting a bit as a striker, probably would have pushed him out wide. Then you have a good amount of other options. Damsgaard, he might be more comfortable in the midfield. You can put him out wide. Even somebody like Poulsen could come on. Cornelius didn't have a great game. So there's a lot of things that Denmark could do to improve. And I'm hoping they will, because Tunisia, Australia, that's going to be a... I don't think the talent's really there. And I think Denmark has a chance to actually do something this tournament. So that game against France is going to be fun coming up. Tunisia, they definitely surprised me. Probably surprised a lot of people with how good they played. Hoping they'll be able to keep that up. I'm hoping they beat Australia, because I'm not really selling this Australia team. And it could end up being a fun group. I said that this group, Group D, was the worst one in the tournament, but things are looking a bit good. Then we go to Group A or Group C, and man, that Saudi Arabia Argentina game was insane. Argentina, their only goal was a bit of a fluke, just a foul on a corner. Like they lost to Saudi Arabia. They weren't even making chances. Like, they were the ones who screwed this up. Saudi Arabia, they took their 2 chances very well, but I can't say this was Saudi Arabia winning the game. I think it was Argentina losing. You had Romero, who wasn't playing great defensively. He's just coming back from an injury. That's a risk that I feel like I was fine with them taking, because if there's a game to test out Romero at this World Cup, it was going to be against Saudi Arabia, because the attack should have put 4 goals away. But it didn't work out. He ended up being either more hurt or not ready, so he wasn't at his best. That's not on him. I think that, Argentina, they made that decision that it was okay to start Romero this game and it ended up costing them. Aside from that, they couldn't get anything going forward. I mean, Saudi Arabia ran an offsides trap, but it worked too well. That was just a bad performance by Argentina. Messi really wasn't getting anything going. I was actually liking Di Maria a bit. He was kind of making chances. I've seen that people were kind of going in on him for his performance. And I was watching this on no sleep, so I could just be off on that. But I thought he was trying to make something happen. like Martinez, he was at least putting chances away, but it just wasn't good enough. And it was just a really poor performance by Argentina, despite like their midfield was controlling the ball. They were doing what they wanted to. I guess they missed Lo Celso, and I think MacArthur is probably a more like-for-like swap than Gomez, so maybe MacArthur starts for them in the next game. Or McAllister, not MacArthur. Maybe McAllister starts for them the next game, and hopefully that'll turn things around for Argentina. And then last we had that Mexico-Poland game, and I just don't think it was that good of a game. Good save by Ochoa on that Lewandowski penalty. Lewandowski still not great in these international tournaments. He doesn't have the same support behind him at club level, and you can really key on him, but man, you really should have put that penalty away. Then overall, just there's not much to talk about. It was just kind of an even game. Thought Alvarez was performing pretty well. I mean, as well as he could. He was stopping some attacks. Like, there's not much to say. Just Mexico ended up drawing. I think Mexico's attack looks especially weak. We knew that it wasn't going to be great coming into this tournament. They probably could still use a Chicharito, and because Jimenez, he's never really recovered from his injury. Like, as good as he was before it, like, at this point, he's certainly not a Premier League level player. I'm not even sure if he's, like, could cut in the championship right now. He's on awful form, and maybe just mentally he hasn't been able to click back in ever since that injury, but he's not been good enough. And, after that, like, we have to see if their defense ends up holding out, because it's looking like it's going to be tough for them to score, because as good as Lozano is, he's not a big goal threat. And that hurts Mexico, stops them from really being dangerous. I think they had more of the ball, but that was kind of Poland's plan. Like, I thought Poland was a bit better defensively than I thought they would be, but like overall, it's just kind of a boring game. Not too much to talk about. Like, Group C, it's going to be really interesting now. Will Argentina be able to get back on track? Will Mexico or Poland be able to score against Saudi Arabia? Like, if either of that happens, like, things could look kind of normal heading into the last game. And I could see there being a good chance of Argentina still winning this group. I could see Saudi Arabia winning this group, which would be insane. And if, like, Tunisia gets through in third or second and Saudi Arabia wins this group, that's going to be an interesting knockout stage game. So, yeah, overall, there's not too much to talk about from today. You had a very good performance by France. Kind of put that, I think they're going to get out of the group relatively easily. They have some issues, and if they were in, like a moderately tough group, it could be, like, if they were in Group C, like, I'd be a bit worried about them, but I don't think Tunisia is going to trip them up. Australia certainly never were going to. Then Argentina, they're definitely going to have to get back on track. Like, that was just such a bad performance against Saudi Arabia after coming in such good form. Like, and only one real injury in Lo Celso. Like, you still have, like, Romero wasn't 100%, but you can live with that. It's just really bad from Argentina. Good job by France today. Mexico and Poland's going to be interesting. Denmark, I think Denmark really needs to step up because they're in bad shape right now because Tunisia could end up getting the better of them. And, yeah, that's it for this day. Looking forward to the games tomorrow. Probably go back to talk about them as they happen, or at least with some games. Like, I'm really looking forward to Canada, Belgium. And Belgium, they're in a lot worse shape. I thought Lukaku was going to be healthy by now, but no, like, in my prediction thing, I had them get into the finals. Like, that was mostly because I think their side of the bracket's, like, pretty weak if they end up winning the group, but it's going to be tough for them to even get out of the group. Hopefully Canada's going to be healthy, and yeah, that's going to be a lot more fun to talk about. I'm going to have a preview on the USA video coming out soon. I don't know, just looking back at that game, that was really disappointing, but I feel like that was more on Wales for just having such a bad first half than us for really blowing it. Like, it's hard to say because, like, this is such a big, like, USA channel, but I feel like Wales was more of the story of that match than us. And, we're going to have to get things figured out. I think we should drop McKinney. We know how good he is when he's in form, but, it just isn't looking like he's going to be it right now. I'd honestly consider starting Scally ahead of Dest. Like, we know what Dest can do, but he's not 100% yet. I think this is would be a good time to integrate Scally into the team in a game where we're kind of playing with house money this game. Like I said in what I would do, like this is the game where I'd integrate John Brooks back into the team because we can afford to. This isn't a game we're expected to win. So I'd probably put Scally in the team. I'd give Cameron Carter-Vickers a chance. I think he's been better than Zimmerman for years now, and we should really be giving him a chance in the national team. And then up front, I'd probably stick with Sargent. Definitely stick with Pulisic and Weah. Get Reyna into the midfield. Have Musa and Adams behind them. Like, I don't know, like maybe like you want to go and press with Aronson a ton, especially if Reyna's not 100%. But he seems to be healthy. If Reyna's not, like I put Aronson on, I really try to press this England team. I think that's probably your best way to get a win. I wouldn't sit back. I'd try to go at England. I feel like we might be able to get a lot of the ball, especially if we put Reyna in the midfield. If we don't want to do that, have Aronson, Sargent, Pulisic way up, just press England the whole time. Try to play like Leeds. Maybe we get the better of them. If not, who cares? We lose to England. We still got that game against Iran coming up. And if things aren't working, sub off Pulisic, sub off guys like Musa, Weah, who really will be crucial for us. Try to save them for that Iran game. Because there's no point in like using all this energy in like a loss. But I feel like we have to go at every game with like our best stuff. So even if I don't think we're favorites against England, we should really try against them. It's not like do you remember when people were saying like, oh, we should not try against Mexico because we could get the better, because we should save everybody for the next game? No, we should try. That's my thoughts on today. Really look forward to the games tomorrow. It's going to be fun seeing Croatia, Morocco. That's going to be a really good matchup. A lot of skill on that Moroccan team. A great Croatian midfield. Going to be a fun battle to watch there. Then we got Belgium, Canada. I talked about how excited I am for that game. I think it's Germany, Japan. That's going to be a fun matchup. See how good Germany's going to be this year. And Spain, Costa Rica, which might end up being a bit of a who knows? Who knows what's going to happen after that Saudi Arabia game? But Spain's the massive favorites heading into that one. But yeah, it's going to be fun to watch that tomorrow. Probably going to go back to covering them like game by game. Just wanted to give it a try like this. I don't know. I feel like I forget like my thoughts after the videos, after the games. Like didn't really write anything down during them. Didn't have many notes. So probably going to go back to covering like I did on the first day. But yeah, that's all talk right now. It's going to be fun to watch. And yeah, see you.